I'm running. It's day 2 of Airecon, and the Billion Buy's open.
Hi, I'm Libby, and somewhere around here is my husband. He's ran off to the Bing and Buy to have fun, but every hall is open today, so we're excited to see some of those retail halls, to play some more games and get into it on the first proper big day. We've got a few bits and pieces, but did the Bring and Buy live up to your expectations?
I always have high expectations of the Big and Buy. This time I tried to do it a little bit differently. So I hadn't gone on the app, I hadn't researched all the games I want to get, and then feel massively, crushingly disappointed when someone had got there first. Whether that meant I missed out on some amazing things in there, I will never know, but that's probably the best.
Yeah.
Because it was very busy in there straight away. I think what we should do is maybe come back a little bit later in the day as it'll calm down in there and not be so jam-packed. Coming in there as soon as it opened, it was always going to be busy on a Friday.
Yeah, exactly. Probably one of the busiest times, and I've never really been in there at that sort of time before.
Yeah.
I've always kind of ended up much later in the day, wandering around, and so many more games flood in as people deliver them, especially in the Friday, sometimes in the Saturday as well.
I've always said one of the great joys of coming to conventions is getting to see the games that are work in progress, that are, you know, on their way to becoming a thing, becoming a game. Which is why today I'm going to spend as much time as I can exploring the demo zone, where we're going to see both prototype games, games that are on the cusp of being released, games on the cusp of going to crowdfunding. And here you see all this amount of creativity that you don't necessarily see in the big AAA games that you see on the larger stands in the other hall. Undermined Paradise City is a game I've often seen at Airecon. It was here last year, and I've seen it at other conventions, but never had chance to actually play it. What a pleasant surprise it was. Quick to play, set in this kind of 1800s prospecting era in America. Nice amount of push your luck and take that mechanism, so it feels kind of fun and engaging, and because we're all being mean to everyone on the table, it doesn't really feel that mean in the end. One of the things I wanted to check out when I came to Airecon was Time Tubers. I first saw this when I was in Manchester, and I completely fell in love with it. Obviously, it's a narrative-focused solo game, which is right up my street. And the funny thing was, I remember I was sitting over there last year at Airecon, and I saw this, found out too late about it. So I wanted to kind of right that wrong and actually sit down and play what now is the 95% finished version of Time Tubers. So this is going to be coming to crowdfunding a little bit later on in the year, so we're going to do some more coverage on it. But if you're a solo gamer, this is one of the games this year you definitely want to be looking out for. Behind me is a game you may well recognise. It's called Intuned, although it may not always be Intuned. It may be called Escape the Pyramid. And this is a great little family game where you're manipulating walls in a pyramid, and it's going to be returning to crowdfunding at the end of either this year or the beginning of next year with a new lease of life, some revised rules, and it's just that development process where things get better and better and better the more people play it and the more testing is done. So I'm really hoping that this time round things look rosier for Entombed or Escape the Pyramid.
One of the great things about a board game library is you can check out games that you don't own on your shelf and have a little play of them. We played this kind of half last time we were at Airecon up in Manchester, but it was so late that we didn't get to finish the game. But today we are determined to get it played. So I've just returned Spirit Island back to the library, safe and sound. That's been a nice afternoon. I mean, it's a long game, so it's taken a few hours to defeat those invaders into the island. Us as the spirits playing managed to sort of sync up our powers really well and just pick them to the post. So some people at the table, it's the first time they've ever won, so pretty joyous moment. And I really enjoyed having a bit of a fiery power this time, which meant that I could really hit hard, get some explosive fast actions that did loads of damage. So it's quite satisfying to play. So yeah, nice afternoon spent playing a nice good crunchy one.
When you were hungry last year, what you did was you went through that door and you ended up by the food trucks, and within minutes you were served delicious food, probably poutine. The door's closed. We can't get to the door because there's all these barriers. So let's take a journey from here to where the food now is.
So we're here in a hall this year instead of outside with some of the food truck things. So things are a little bit different. We have to go around the hall slightly different to get to the food area, but there is as much to offer on. So great options for lunch, for dinners and things, lots of seating and nice area for everyone to sit down at and refill before the next lot of gaming. silly as ever. There was even a Mexican wave.
Yeah, a very, very slight Mexican wave, not a very convincing Mexican wave, but a Mexican wave nonetheless. It's like a one-man conga is indeed still a conga. Anyway, so that's the end of our second day here at Harrogate, but still 2 days to go. So if you want to see that sort of content, make sure you are subscribed to the channel and let us know in the comments down below where should we go, what should we see, and what should we be playing.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.